Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Thomas. Today we're back here with Nostalgia Critic. Tonight we're here with more Batman. It's Mask of the Phantasm. So I know I gotta do the rest of the Dark Knight, but, well, I figured I'd do this one too. So, let's check it out, shall we? Be sure to like, subscribe for more. Hope you enjoy. Let's go.
This episode brought to you by DoorDash, the app that brings you food you're craving right now, right to your door. Also brought to you by Chime, the award-winning app and debit card that can save you money today.
Here we go. Hey, Critic. Apply. Ow!
We have sandbags?
It is I, the Phantasm of the studio.
Oh man, I thought we sprayed for these.
I have come
tell
to
me.
make the rest of Dark Knight Month a living hell. Soon you will know the meaning of the word pain, for I am going to ruin this review.
No, it's cool. I'm pretty good at doing that on my own.
I'll
True.
be lurking in the shadows, stalking your every move. And no matter how hard you try, you will never figure out who I am.
Really? Hi, Tamara.
Malcolm.
Really? Here we go.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia.
Hey, Critic, how you doing?
Remember it so you don't have to. Well, seeing how we're at the end of Dark Knight Month and there's only one theatrical Batman movie left. Okay,
Yeah.
hey, I was in that one. Isn't that enough? It only makes sense to look over what many consider the most faithful Batman movie, Batman Mask of the Phantasm.
Fantastic. Here we go. In the animated series, right?
Based on the hit show Batman the Animated Series, Mask of the Phantasm was released almost 30 years ago, but made very little at the box office, and you can see why. The advertising for it was pretty lame. Just look at this trailer. It's fantastic for a movie released in the 50s.
This Christmas, for the first time, America's most exciting and legendary motion picture hero in an all-new, larger-than-life feature film.
Chills,
Thrills,
textures,
kills!
pictures! Oh, actually, we haven't mastered that yet, but the font is adventurously boring! Yeah, it told us almost nothing about the movie, so nobody saw it. However, not only did a lot of critics seem to like it even more than the live-action Batmans for adults made at the time.
I enjoyed it more than the current Batman adventure that's in theaters. This film, however, is really smart and beautifully drawn and intricately plotted.
The day is coming when adults are realizing that animation is not limited to an
Right.
entertainment form for children.
Those two
If
know what
only
they're
they
talking
could.
about.
I don't like this Joker's voice.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
But it's gotten a reputation as being the Batman movie being the closest to what Batman was, as it was based on arguably the most faithful Batman series. I've talked about how great this movie is in the past, but I've never given a detailed review, and I can't think of a better movie to close out Dark Knight Month with.
Here we go.
So let's get started with...
Critic, did you know we have a Phantasm? I thought we sprayed for these.
Oh yeah, just ignore her, she'll go away.
Her? How do you know it's a her?
Are we really doing this?
Hello,
Really,
boys.
guys?
Tamara, have you heard of this mysterious Phantasm?
Why, no, I have not. I best go get this devious deviant.
Godspeed, Tamara. We shouldn't trust anybody.
Dude, we're so close to wrapping up Dark Knight Month.
Okay, but I'm gonna get down to the bottom of who this Phantasm really is. Oh! A sandbag? Why would there be a sandbag in a hallway?
Really?
Let's take a look at Batman Mask of the Phantasm.
Doesn't wonder why he
This
does
intro
this.
is pretty fantastic.
Look, I'm
A
dumb.
lot of CGI in the early 90s doesn't age that well, but with the Art Deco style of the city, this blends pretty
True.
great.
It does feel like it's part of the animated series too.
The music, by the great Shirley Walker, keeps the tradition that the soundtrack to a Batman movie is always spectacular. Plus, there's a rumor that the Latin in the choir is really just the names of the music team backwards.
Milano?
But everybody knows if you play the music backwards, it's really just a recipe for muffins. In
If
Latin.
only.
By the devil. After that epic opening, the movie wastes no time getting started. As
Gangsters.
Batman, played by
Hello.
Kevin Conroy, stops a gangster named Chucky Saul, played by Dick Miller, from creating counterfeit money. Ha! You should have shot where I was going to be! Still the best Batman.
Just bonk.
Chucky Saw.
Saul is approached, though, by the Phantasm, cleverly voiced by Stacy Keach, who also voices Carl Beaumont. This works on a few levels when you realize who the Phantasm is, and yes, we are gonna go into spoilers about who it is because, well, if the friggin' action figure did it, so can we.
Oh boy.
I should also point out, this is Warner Brothers' first animated PG movie, and it earns...
This is PG?
There's not only a decent body count in this, but some of these deaths are impressively violent.
So?
But, you know, Sing 2 has the same rating. What was in Sing 2? I'm sorry, what requires parental guidance in Sing 2? Rude.
Material.
Rude.
Really?
This is a guy who gets squashed by a statue in his own grave. But shit, be careful, parents. Rude! The Fan.
Yeah, PG tends to, like, change every now and again, hasn't it? Hey. I don't know why. It's just like, if you say a bad word, suddenly it's PG. In this case, PG-13. Whew. But still. Like, to think this is in the same rating as Sing. Yikes. Anyway.
Phantasm decides to better kill Saul. Nope, couldn't make it work.
Better kill Saul.
And gets away from Batman just in time. Well, I can't follow that. I'll just call it a day. Councilman Arthur Reed, played by Hart Bachner, thinks Batman killed Saul and tries to get a nationwide manhunt going for him.
A lot of people, including the police, I might add, think Batman's as unstable as the crooks he brings in.
He's just doing this so more people will call his girlfriend.
Hey.
Later at a party in Wayne Manor, Bruce wines and dines many of his lady friends.
Which you rarely see nowadays, too. Pretty crazy. Oh, wow.
Haven't you ever thought about marriage?
Okay. Definitely a twist.
A jilted lover is pissed off that he vanished out of nowhere as Reed takes this opportunity to open up an old wound.
At least since that one girl, Andrea Beaumont. How'd you let her get loose?
Thanks for the handkerchief, Arthur. You know where you can stick it.
Now that was very rude. At least 5 Sing 2s. This really should have been PG-13. In an almost.
Yeah. I don't know if I was Bruce, I think I would have uppercut him for that. But sheesh, dude. Low blow. Anyway.
Citizen Kane-style flashback, Bruce remembers when he first met Andrea, played by Dana Delaney, who apparently did such a good job they brought her back to play Lois Lane.
Really?
Who that was? Bruce Wayne.
Who are you talking to?
My mother.
Let me out!
Andrea Beaumont.
Bruce Wayne.
I know, the boy billionaire.
But Wayne doesn't have time for love as he's putting his plan into action to stop crime as a vigilante. Give credit too, this is the first Batman movie to focus on him developing his superhero identity, which is an element Christopher Nolan would focus on in the future.
There was only one thing wrong. They weren't afraid of me. I've got to strike fear in them from the start.
Maybe a Christopher Lambert voice from Mortal Kombat.
There's nothing to stop Gotham tearing itself apart.
Andrea shows up insulted that he didn't call her yet. Yeah, that's fair. I should use that number you didn't give me.
Yeah, you didn't
It's been 3 days since we met and still no calls. I figured you must be dead or something.
Delaney really is perfect as the cheerful optimist turned vengeful brooder like out of a gothic 40s film or, yes, a dark comic book.
There you go.
It's a role she honestly already perfected in Tombstone, which came out the same year.
Oh, really?
In fact, some of the lines are eerily similar.
Whoa!
Miss Hovey's self-defense class for girls. Oh, he laughs. Oh, he's laughing again.
He knocks some sleeves onto her dress as we cut back to the present day where the Phantasm kills another gangster. And as cool as Stacy Keach's voice is, I don't think anyone can make the name Buzz sound scary.
Buzz.
I always want to follow it with your girlfriend. Woof.
Yeah, fair.
Not only is the story very much like a 40s film noir, but the imagery is too. In fact, if you want a cool experience, try watching it in black and white. I know a lot of people are doing that with Fury Road, but I'm telling you, this movie looks pretty amazing with that treatment too.
It's the stinking bat!
Again, Batman is mistaken for the killer, and what a coinky-dink. Andrea happens to be back in town around the same time. She also puts together who Batman is pretty fast.
Bruce?
Well, that's just far-fetched. She clearly needs to be an orphan and just look at him in the face. That I believe. As well drawn as Batman is, usually blending into the shadows, how did nobody notice him here?
Remember this place?
Sure.
Like,
You.
it's to the right, like, what the fuck?
No, don't look at me, just talk louder! He has yet another flash.
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised. Like, no one thought, hey, Batman, get him! Not really stealthy there, Bats. Not very stealthy. Then again, people really check their surroundings. So in a town like Gotham, you'd think they want to make sure. Guess not. Whoops. Anyway.
Back to when they went to the World's Fair. This might be my favorite setting for the
that's a
film, as it shows the young, optimistic hopefulness of the future, contrasted later with the dark, corrupt present we eventually get.
At last, I meet the elusive Bruce Wayne.
Bruce is introduced to her father, a businessman named Carl who has ties to the mob. Again, since we're going to spoilers, I loved showing this movie to friends and asking if they could guess who this gangster was. Nobody ever gets that it's the Joker, but they're thrilled when it's revealed. Part of what makes that so clever is this guy is shown first and the Joker is shown second. So you know he exists, obviously, but you're not thinking this could be him. If the Joker was revealed earlier, I think people might have figured it out too early. Bruce tries to stop a robbery, but is thrown off when Andrea acts concerned. He questions further if his future of being Hot Dog Man should be a reality.
I can't put myself on the line as long as there's someone waiting for me to come home.
I'm waiting for you to come home, sir. In a pretty emotional scene, Bruce pleads with the grave of his parents to give him a chance at a real life, as he didn't plan on being happy. The lightning strike every time he asks is about as gothic an answer you can get.
I can give money to the city. They can hire more cops.
No!
Please.
The lightning's no.
Maybe they sent me.
We did not bat before house our spirit.
Back in modern day, another aging gangster named Salvatore, played by Abe Vigoda, is concerned the Batman will get him next.
Is it true?
We have eyewitnesses.
That's just beautiful. Why? I'm too old for this.
He said the same thing when he was forced to do Good Burger.
Hey.
Pull over. It's not very healthy in here.
No.
Bye.
Batman puts together that the...
Yeah. Probably left too, and you can pretty much tell from that scene, yep, he's dead. Honestly, if I was seeing that and knowing, like, okay, I think if you've seen the animated series, you could definitely tell that would be Joker, since I think you could tell from the nose and the chin easily. Or at least that's me, but... Then again, I'm kind of able to figure out, like, the details, since, you know, pretty sure a dip in acid ain't gonna change your physical features. You know, like chin, nose. I mean, it's gonna change your skin, but nothing like that. Anyway.
Gangsters the Phantasm is killing are connected, and Alfred can't help but hope maybe after this is all done, he'll reunite with his old flame.
You think you know everything about me, don't you?
I dive at your bottom. I bloody well ought to.
Don't bring up this morning.
Cut to another flashback where Bruce finally decides to put Batman on hold and follow his heart.
Oh, never mind. I'm no good at this.
Cigarette?
I always felt like you never knew what to do with me because I wasn't in the plan.
I'm changing the plan.
How does Batwoman sound? Oh, I shouldn't have proposed in the same spot Jane Eyre got proposed in.
That's a thing.
After dropping her off, though, the ring is mailed back with a letter saying forget about her.
Wow.
Left with Dad. Too young. Need time.
I don't smoke. Being the world's greatest detective, he won't follow this up at all. It's the early years. He's a junior greatest detective.
I don't think he's
and
there
we're given
yet.
one of the best Batman costume reveals in any movie. How good is it? It doesn't even show the costume. It's just Alfred's reaction with that phenomenal music. And it gives me chills every time. I guess the one thing I haven't talked about that much
the
yet
fact
is
that it
the
surprised
mystery.
Alfred, that's like
It's
saying
not
something.
really that hard to figure out. You know it can't be any of the characters from the show. Reed would be too obvious, and the
True.
father is introduced too late for that to be a satisfying reveal. So you know it has to be Andrea. Her arriving in town early was a clever decoy, but everything else points to her. It always seemed just a little too obvious, and that can be distracting.
Like so?
Is Dark Knight Month ruined for you now?
Okay, seriously, why do we have so many sandbags?
I don't know. Who supplied them?
Pay forever.
I don't even think that makes sense, Tamara.
Tamara, what makes you say that?
Tamara, come on. The sandbags were embarrassing enough, but this is spectacularly embarrassing.
Come on, guys. Really?
I'm not her at all. In fact, oh, here she comes. I better run, because she's so strong and she will beat me up.
Really?
Yeah, that's right. You better run. It's okay, I got him, Critic. Don't worry.
Tamara, there's not
really
enough
wrong
stop
way
signs to convey what you have to do.
What are you saying with your words? I definitely... He's back! I shall kill him! Ah!
No more.
Guys, is this really...
Woo! I just got away from that.
I heard a fight. Was there a fight?
No.
How come you and the Phantasm are never in the same room together?
Oh my god. I never thought about that. Maybe I'm the Phantasm.
I just know I'm not the Phantasm.
Okay, we're taking a break. Believe it or not, the Phantasm is causing some chaos around here.
We should really get on that.
Yes, I'll be watching myself very closely.
That Malcolm's pretty sus, huh?
You're the sussest one here. Yeah, honestly, but like, Tamara, you just got something to say? Like, just go out and say it, huh? I mean, seriously, goddamn. Like, how obvious do you have to make this? Which, I guess that's the point with Dark Knight, Mask of the Phantasm. Still kind of cringy there, buddy. Ugh. Well, anyway, back to it. I think we already know our main players today, so let's get back to it. Here we go. Well, welcome back to Warfare.
Goes to the only character who can make things more complicated.
Gasp! Can it be?
He goes to the Joker, played by Mark Hamill, to see if he can get him off the hook.
Business. I got...
Ooh, business sounds like fun.
Not only does Joker add a lot of energy and humor in this macabre story, but it's pretty risky when you consider the Joker is the B villain in this.
Really?
How many Batman movies are there where he's the side character and not the main antagonist? Good Batman movies are
Yeah, fair enough.
Be too careful with all those weirdos around.
He's the perfect drop of chaos that raises the tension halfway through the movie. Like Steve Buscemi's character in Con Air if he actually did something. Also, how did Ponder Joker hands not become a meme?
Your hands are just as dirty.
When Salvatore pushes him too far, the Joker gets his revenge while Batman visits Andrea getting back from a date with Reed. No!
Good night.
I go back and forth between Andrea acting cold to him, as it was technically her who called things off.
she was the one that
yes,
dumped
we discover
him,
the
not
reason
him.
why later, but she seems pretty harsh over a breakup she caused.
You still following your dad's orders?
The only one in this room controlled by his parents is you.
I guess you could argue she's let down by what he became and that he never led that normal life that he indicated he could lead.
I like the cape. Not sure about the mask, though.
You ever think of something skullish? Speaking of which, later that night, the Phantasm goes to take out Salvatore, but it looks like the Joker got to him first.
Your angel of death awaits.
Oh, most people I say that to have a sad face.
Batman tries to put a stop to all this, but it looks like the police are trying to stop him as well.
Step away from the edge of the room.
Oh, it'll find its way back home. Yeah, did they confiscate that or what?
Probably, I don't know.
They get the SWAT team from the Blues Brothers, and honestly, this is a pretty suspenseful scene.
Ah.
We get the first drops of blood
Ow.
we've seen in any animated Batman property. Bruce takes his mask off to fool the cops, leaving him exposed. And in animation, you can get the antagonist as close as you want to him, just missing who he is, making this a really heart-pounding moment.
Andrea.
Hurry!
Just move the cloak and sight out of the way. The day is saved, and Andrea finally tells Bruce the truth of what's going on. Later that night, when she was dropped off, the mob demanded their money, but Carl couldn't get it in time.
As soon as the European banks open, I'll have the whole amount wired to you.
He doesn't have the money, though, and it would take some time to get. Andrea tells him that Bruce proposed to her.
So why don't you just ask him for the money?
Yeah.
They didn't want to get him involved. I don't know. But she said the mob still wanted more, and to get revenge, her father became the Phantasm. Or maybe someone related to him who, if their voice was altered, maybe would sound like him? Again, this is why I love Keach voicing both parts. Well, talking about fathers and dead people is pretty hot. Want to make out? Ooh. Leave a tie on the door, sir. So after they bat-banged, yeah, again, wearing that PG rating like a badge of honor, Bruce makes a discovery looking at an old picture of the mobsters. Again, this reveal is awesome.
Oh, no.
The penguin! I love seeing people's reactions.
It's like took a red marker.
It's both a mixture of laughter and, oh shit, everything just got worse.
And to think our tax
all it took was like a
pay those jerks.
I always love, too, there's one moment where Hamill loses the Joker voice. It's when he visits Reed and he says the words, "to find out."
What do you want?
To find out who's iced the old gang. To find out.
I don't know why, I always thought that was really cool. Just as Joker tries to get answers from Reed, Batman does the same after he's injected with laughing toxin. It makes for an intimidating, but also pretty funny scene.
Why did the Joker meet with you? He thinks you're involved. Why?
And why are our tongues fire hydrant red? Seriously, they're glowing in the dark! He reveals that he got involved with the mob, and when he couldn't pay them back, he handed over Carl's location because he was his accountant.
You sold him to the mob.
I was broke, desperate. They said all they wanted was their money back.
I offered them all Rolexes, it did nothing!
Hey, Pat, you're gonna cure him?
Goes to Andrea's apartment to get more answers, but she's not in. Suddenly, the telephone rings. Miss Beaumont!
There's no use jumping out the window this time.
The Joker tries to blow up her place, but Batman stops it, and we finally learn what happened after she and her father fled.
Dad?
Oh, I knew we shouldn't have hit at Falcone Estates. Back in modern day, the Joker gets a little, the scene explains itself.
What do you say, hon? Feeling the old electricity tonight?
I don't know what's more disturbing, the fact that the Joker would bang a robot or the fact that we have no problem believing he would.
Yeah, fair.
The big
Both
reveal
ways.
that the Phantasm was in fact the whole time Andrea.
So you figured it out.
I kind of love how the extra padding to disguise her figure just flies off when she loses the mask. That's some dedicated sewing right there. While the animation in this movie is great, it's spectacular in the last third. The fights, the smoke effects, the expressions, everything about this climax is really impressive. Even the sound design. I know it doesn't get talked about much, but a good chunk of this climax and a lot of the film's action sequences also works because everything sounds as massive as it looks. Okay, that was a T-Rex, but you get the idea. It sounds just as good.
Definitely.
Batman gets there just in time to stop the Joker from chopping her into pieces.
Bye. Bye, Batbike.
Owe me a bike. They have a good argument about justice and vengeance that, again, is mirrored in future Nolan movies, and she makes a good point about what a thin line it is between what they do.
What will vengeance solve?
If anyone knows the answer to that, Bruce, it's you.
I like, too, he doesn't have a witty comeback. Something like that is saved later when there's a speech from Alfred. I think I always liked a Batman who's smart and doesn't always get duped, yet doesn't have everything figured out either.
True.
Leave, Andy.
Again, a thin line.
Jesus, Miss Hove's self-defense class for girls is next level shit!
No kidding.
I actually love how it's never revealed how she performs these tricks, but it's still done within a cloud of smoke. Not just adding to the Phantasm's look, but also showing it's probably just an illusion we haven't figured out yet. We're given a really fun fight with the Joker, almost mirroring a Godzilla-style climax.
It does.
Batman knocks his tooth out, somehow making him funnier than he already is. Even when shit gets real, you can't help but laugh at that ridiculous gap in his teeth.
Well, at least they didn't fix
the
it.
amusement park, but Batman stops him from escaping, meaning they're all gonna get blown sky high. And I'm really glad I can go into spoilers with this one because, man, I was sick of cropping this shot whenever I wanted to talk about the most epic Joker laugh. While we're on the subject, this is the most epic Joker laugh.
No kidding.
It really does show how far Andrea has fallen as she basically chooses revenge over saving her true love, though he gets out pretty much through dumb luck. Bruce and Alfred remark on how far gone she is.
Vengeance blackens the soul, Bruce. I always feared you would become that which you fought against.
Alfred has always been fatherly, but again, this really has a Nolan feel to it. I'm honestly questioning more and more how much he might have been inspired by this.
But Andrea fell into that pit years ago. And no one, not even you, could have pulled her back.
Andrea decides, screw it, she's going on vacation. But she can't take a vacation away from herself as she says her most emo line.
Do you want to be alone?
I am.
So alone!
Batman broods alone as well, but at least the city forgives him. Either that or he blackmailed Reed to get him off the hook. And we end again with some of the most chilling music in anything Batman. And that's said to be the most authentic Batman movie, and honestly, I can't disagree with them.
Amen.
Like I said, if I had one issue, I wish the mystery was a little stronger. I mean, I feel like we could have put on a better mystery. Again?
Go Phantasm.
Don't worry, Critic. I'll get him!
Got him! Oh my god, I've had enough of this.
Alright, come on.
Okay, let's see who this Phantasm really is.
3, 2, 1. Malcolm!
What?
That's right. It was me the whole time.
How the hell?
That makes no sense!
Yeah, I for sure thought that it was me.
It was all part of my diabolical plan, you see.
But
I went to extreme measures to look like Tamra.
But how?
I spray painted my wrist white and wrote diabetic.
Then what?
I altered my voice to sound like a lower version of your voice.
Okay, how the hell did your height change when you put on the mask?
Well, I have to have some secrets.
This is the stupidest mystery I've ever been a part of.
Exactly. Nobody's expecting a great mystery because it's a review show.
Oh, and since we did an okay one, or even any mystery at all, it's pretty impressive.
It's not even an okay one.
Still kind of dumb.
Okay, maybe the mystery in this is a little better than I thought.
I guess?
While Batman would often do detective stories, this is one of the few that offers a mystery you can solve on your own. Even the Batman is him solving a case, but you aren't given the clues to figure it out. In this one, you are. And it's still the only Batman movie to do that. Also, as many critics have pointed out, this is much more of an adult Batman movie than the adult Batman movies that were being made. But it is still meant for older kids as a starting point. And I think older kids would find this a decent mystery. And yeah, as I've learned, writing a mystery can be more difficult than I thought. It also might be the shortest Batman movie, with a running time of only 75 minutes, so it doesn't overstay its welcome. If anything, it had a huge advantage because the characters were already set up from the show. But even if they weren't, you could get what they were about very quickly. When I think of something that encompasses the essence of what Batman is over the years, I do think of the animated series. And this movie is lumped in with
Batman.
This feels like a film that was underestimated, but has really grown a dedicated following over the years as being the truest Batman flick. I can think of no better way to close out Dark Knight month than praising a movie that best represented what The Dark Knight was all about. It pretty much is everything you think of when you think of Batman.
That's a point.
I'm the nostalgia critic. I remember
Wait, did you fight me in the hallway earlier?
How'd you? Then how?
I'm not safe here.
Nope. They're both psychos. Thank you. Well, there we go. Honestly, Mask of the Phantasm does have an interesting twist that you don't see a lot of Batman stuff, you know? It's usually either him fighting crime or just solving an easy mystery. But here, well, kind of struggles with it for a bit, and we can actually solve it before he does if we figure out what to look for. Which, you gotta admit, is actually pretty impressive, you know? I don't know, but then again, what do you guys think? The mystery seems kind of weak, but I think that's the point. We're supposed to try to solve it ourselves, too. We're given the clues. And we know twists, so Easy to solve, right? Anyway, what do you guys think of Mask of the Phantasm? Like it? Dislike it? Let me know. Well, till then, thanks for watching, everybody. Laters.